You are listening to episode 98 of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Welcome to the Peaceful Mind Podcast, a place for creating the peace of mind you need to be the best mom you are created by God to be. If you want to bring more balance, more joy, and more peace to your motherhood, this is the place for you. I'm your host, certified life coach and Catholic mom, Danielle Tino. In the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let's get started. Welcome back to this week's episode. How is everyone? We are here in mid to late June, I guess, when this episode comes out. And so everybody has started their summer. Yes? How is it going? You know, what I teach you here on the podcast is that you can have peace no matter what. So whether you are a mama who has many kids at home and you're trying to get things done, or maybe you're still working or have, a side business or something, I know that summertime can be a place of having to rearrange a lot, and that we can have a lot of stress from getting everyone to the pool or to their camps. And I just want to say that just like during the year, when you have decided that you want to have more peace and more joy in your life, you can make that deliberately and intentionally part of this year's summer. So what can you do? We're just a little bit into summer. What can you do to make this the most enjoyable, peaceful, and more present for your life right now this summer? I don't want you to push it off and say, I'll relax when everybody's back in school, or, just holding off until the fall. Have your brain go working for you how to balance both, right? We want to be able to solve for what it is that we want to be happening. And I just wanted to start this episode by that little reminder. But I hope you are enjoying your summer. And today we're going to talk about creating more time, which may be helpful as you're thinking about your current summer plans. But this is the third episode of the series where we are focusing on how to achieve balance. And time is always one of the struggles and challenges that come up for my clients in my group program, Busy to Balance, as well as personal one-on-one coaching that I offer. And it is just something that it'll probably be something we're always coaching on. And it's okay, because when you're going in each stage of motherhood and stage of life too, whatever you're taking on, or if you have more kids, or if you're at retirement age, or your kids are leaving for college, we're always going to be asking ourselves the question, what am I doing with my time? Or what do I want to do with my time? Or how much time do I have? Am I spending it well? How am I feeling about my time? This is just always kind of running through our minds. So today, I want to focus on you moving towards having balance in your life, which needs to be supported by the thought that you have enough time. And so in order for you to be believing that you have enough time, I want to show you how you can create more of it in your life. And it's kind of, I don't know if oxymoron is the right word, because I can say in one sentence that I want to help you create more time, but also that I want to mention, and for you to kind of contemplate, is that time is also the one thing that we don't get more of. Okay, so that maybe that is the oxymoron, because it does kind of contradict each other. But so time and money, right? They are both just circumstances. And money, if you run out of it, you can use your brain to go about getting more. But time, let's think of an hourglass right now. from the time we're born, the clock is ticking until the day that we die. And we think about the hourglass, the sand when we're born is all totally in how much time we're going to live is in that top part of the hourglass. And the sand starts to trickle and it comes down with each day that we live. And we can't get that sand back up in and to go, back into the top part of the hourglass. We can't ever get yesterday back or add to our years of times. But what you can do, and what this episode is all about, is showing that when you feel as if you have plenty of time, or you like that what you're doing with your time, it's going to feel abundant to you. And if you are not packing it in with so many things so that you're not conscious about your time and then it just passes, we know what that's like, right? Where we're like, where did that week go? It's over already. And it's literally because we didn't bring any consciousness to what was going on within our time. So first, in order to create more of it in your life, you have to understand what time really is. How I explained it is that, yes, we have a history, right? We can go back and we can look up. I just recommend maybe just Googling the history of time. It is pretty fascinating of where you can see, how like astronomers put things together. And then, it has to do with around, the harvesting and of course like day and night and going by the moon. And then we get to where they wanted to break it down to hours and we go by the shadows with the sundial and then making clocks and then having the clocks be down to the seconds. It really is, makes for an interesting read, but I just wanted to bring that part up or have you to know that the way people thought about time was different until they made these certain parameters. And I'm glad that we have them now today, right? I think we all would agree that it is beneficial to help us, organize our day by thinking about the hours, like having 24 hours and then how many are daylight and how many we're sleeping and what we're using with our open. Like it's beneficial to us, but I wanted you to understand that there's also this other component of our mentality about time and how that is where you really only have the control to create more for you in your life is inside your mind. And most of us, because I do a lot of coaching on it, use our mentality about time in a way that doesn't serve us, in a way that actually holds us back and constricts us. And I want you to just see that time is a mental construct. It's how we're thinking about our time that's going to dictate whether we feel like we have plenty of it or not enough of it. So let's talk about how we can get ourselves into a better feeling place about our time. We do this by first pausing and kind of evaluating, maybe take this past week or the upcoming week and ask yourself, what am I spending my time on? And even it might take making a list, right? So you can see. And then I just want you to notice that, take a look at everything you're doing. What comes up for you? Are there some things where you're like, I have to do this. I need to do this. Versus I get to, or I'm going to choose to on purpose, or the most important one, right? Like, oh no, I want to do all these things. Because you may have an item on your calendar, right? Like, grocery shopping, and your brain may tell you, oh, I have to go grocery shopping. And just notice that even feels a little heavy and pressured. But if we're like, no, I actually want to because I want to have food prepared and ready. So I just want you to know that in order to expand your time, we need to be reevaluating on a pretty often basis and redeciding. It's about decision making. Are you aligned with how you're spending your time? Even if it's a lot of things, if you're like, no, I want to do them all, then that's one thing. It's just that if you're finding yourself saying you're tired or exhausted or you don't have enough time to do them all, this is when you want to redecide. And then maybe you come up with some things that you want to let go of, that really they're not serving you to do anymore. Then make that decision to let go of it. Maybe you did want it in the past, but you don't want to do it anymore. That's okay. Maybe it's just you're doing something with your time that is just sort of been on automatic, like you started doing it years ago and it's just kind of, your mind tells you that's just kind of something that I just do. And it's great if it's something that's serving you, keep that. But there could be some kind of actions that you're taking that are not, what you would re-choose with your time, or it's just outdated. It was from a past version of yourself. That's okay too. You want to just see what you can let go of to get some margin and expansion in your daily life. And just know that there is no right or wrong in this decision-making part. This is just how you're deciding to expand your time. That it will, you get to decide if it's right or wrong for you to be spending your time on it. I want to offer you and invite you today to ask yourself, how could I take more control of my time? And we need to tap into the part of our brain that is the intentional pre-planting part, the prefrontal cortex, and plan ahead where we want to put our time, and then take a look and prioritize what truly matters to you in your life that you want to be spending your time on. Even if it's something that's restful and rejuvenating and there is like nothing produced at the end, like a clean sink after doing dishes or all the laundry put away, right? I mean, you may decide that it's okay to have laundry in the laundry basket and just use it out of that each week, and you don't have to put it away. You may decide that you want to spend your time, outdoors, and it might mean you come home and you're not going to spend your time preparing this whole home cooked meal. Maybe it's just going to be boiling some water and throwing in some pasta, and we're just having spaghetti and meatballs that night, or whatever it is, because you get to plan and prioritize and focus your time on what matters to you. And this will help you feel as if you're creating more time because you're deliberately deciding how to spend your time, and you will have chosen things that you want to do and how you like your reasons why. So you will feel as if you have more time in your schedule. And one of the concepts that we also dive deep into helping my moms really get more productive, really create more results in their life so that they feel that they're using their time in a way that's really helpful to them and expansive, is that I want to offer that you could constrain. Instead of doing 5 goals at once, we concentrate on 1 or at the most 2, and you really put all of your focus there on achieving it. And then when that's finished, you've given all your mental and emotional and physical self to having it completed. So now you open yourself up to taking on the next one. And we feel like we're spread too thin when we're doing too many things and trying to make progress in too many things where it's actually you're making minimal steps as opposed to making great leaps on getting something accomplished if you concentrate and constrain and focus on one. And then the last thing to help you create more time that I want to offer you today is just being your own boss. Like, you have to be the boss of your life and the employee in your life. I want you to become the boss of your brain, like you are the CEO of your brain. And what that means is that your brain will decide ahead of time the strategies that are best for your life, and then you will have to tap into the employee part of your brain where you follow through and do what the boss says. There'll be many distractions that will come your way, and if you want to create more time, it's this follow through on your boss brain that will have you creating more time, because you will follow through on doing what you say and not allowing distractions. And then you will feel like you're getting more done in less time. And this leads you to feeling as if you have an abundance of time. So if you right now in your life feel that you have the amount of time to take care of all that you want to do, that is amazing. And I want you to then keep thinking what you're thinking, because it's working for you. But for anyone listening who finds themselves always sort of saying to themselves, I don't have enough time, or I'm spread too thin, then I want you to know that what we talked about today, first, understanding that yes, there is the construct that we've given to hours in our day, but there's also the mental construct that it could be what's holding you back, and that's your beliefs about having enough time or not having enough time. And so just be on to yourself. Catch yourself when you find yourself thinking that way, and know that it's a choice. Choose deliberately, mamas, how you're going to spend your time. Spend it on what matters, and then grow in your belief that what I'm doing with my time is what I'm choosing and getting to do, and that you want to. And it'll have you feeling better, more expansive, and just overall enjoying life more. And that is what I want for you. More joy and more peace and more balance in your life. Okay, that is the third in the series that really lays out what we dive deep in my coaching program. And so next week, I'm excited to bring you some future-focused content, and then it'll be the 100th episode, and we'll round up this series. As always, please, I invite you, if you are currently struggling or have curiosity to find out if life coaching could be the missing piece right now in your life, like it has been for so many of us, then there is no better time than now to sign up for a free peace strategy call with me. I will be having very limited availability and spots to come, because I have a couple weeks of vacation that will be coming up very soon if you're listening to this podcast the week it is released. So check out all the information to sign up for that in the show notes, and have a beautiful week, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Peaceful Mind Podcast. Are you ready to take everything I teach you here and put it to work for your own life? To really learn how to have peace of mind no matter what is happening around you? If so, I'd love to have you as a client. As your coach, this is where you'll get personal and focused time on your own mind, using life coaching tools, concepts, and proven life-transforming wisdom, all through a faith-filled lens. To learn more about how we can work together, come on over to DanielleTienel.com. There, you'll see how to sign up for a free coaching consult and learn how to get started. Until next time, peace be with you always.